Welcome to the Youth Sectionals. This is going to be the general rules for the hybrid course. With the hybrid course, we use the retry system. What that means is if you fail an obstacle, you will go back to the beginning of that obstacle, wait a mandatory 10 seconds before you're allowed to re-engage it. If you engage that obstacle before the 10 seconds is up, I will tell you to go back without touching the ground. If you do touch the ground or you continue on the obstacle, that will count as an additional fail. For the hybrid course, the scoring system goes the amount of obstacles completed, then the amount of fails taken, and then if there's still a tie, it'll go to the amount of time it took to get to that obstacle. For certain starting and stop platforms, you will be able to overshoot them. We will go over those in the actual specific walkthrough. But if it is the starting platform of a next obstacle, if you overshoot it, it'll be a fail of the next obstacle, whereas if you undershoot it, it'll be a fail of the previous obstacle. Unlike last season, if you have a beta break, you must clear it with me, the ref, before you are allowed to run. All right? If you do a beta break and I deem it that it breaks the integrity of the obstacle too much, I can still fail you for it. So if you want to still make sure that you have a tactical advantage, you can come up to me discreetly at any point during rules or before you run, and I'll be able to answer that question for you. For chalk, there is going to be different designated chalk points throughout the course. You are allowed to get chalk for that obstacle, but for different obstacles, you are not allowed to get chalk unless you already take a fail. This is to prevent anybody from doing a weird dismount and claiming that, hey, I was just trying to get chalk there. Last but not least, if you have a question about how much time you have left, I will say the amount of time that has elapsed out of how much total time you have. So for example, in a 3-minute course, let's say you have 1 minute remaining, and you ask me, I will say you are at 2 minutes of 3 minutes. With that, let's get down to the course to go over the specific rules. 3, 2, 1, on you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's fine.
Yes, nice.
These are the specific rules for the hybrid course. These are the specific rules for the hybrid course here at Windsor Ninja Academy. You're going to be starting here. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1 on you. You will go through using the full throttles with your feet only. These will step down. You're only allowed to put your feet on the red. And if your foot goes a little bit on that black, that's A-okay. Depending on your age group, this obstacle and other obstacles may be a bit closer together. This is currently the setup for 13U male. You're going to keep going all the way until you get to here. Next obstacle, you're going to start right here. Hands are allowed on the rings, the trapeze, the ring, in order to get to this box right here. This is a start-stop platform. You're going to keep on going by going around the obelisk. Big cat leap to the flywheel. Depending on your division, you may have a dropped down ring or object. You're going to lâcher from the flywheel to the guillotine and then get to your dismount, which is going to be also your first chalk point. Any of these 3 different boxes count as your dismount, and we are going to count it as a V-plane, right? So basically sort of like that, right? That's going to be your plane. From there, you're going to make your way over to the rock wall. This ring will be like so. You're going to jump out, take it out, swing, run across, get to the ring. You can kick off the wall, hands and feet, just nothing on the top of the rock wall in order to get to your dismount. This will be another V-plane. And depending on your age group, you might have more rocks to assist you with that. From there, you're going to come on over here, go across the dominoes. This is currently the configuration for 13U. And then depending on your division, you might have more dominoes facing the upward direction. From there, and once again with the dominoes, it is feet only on the top planes of them. You cannot knock them over. From there, you're going to start here. This is currently the 13U variation. You can put your hands on the disc, hands and feet on anywhere on the board. This will rotate this direction, but it will not lock into place. You are then going to cat leap back out to this disc to get back to the obelisk. From the obelisk back to this platform, it is a front plane. Please notice the carpet bonded foam here. That is to basically force you to go around rightwards and lâcher in one motion. If you hit that carpet bonded foam, it will also count as a fail as well. For other divisions, there might be an additional object here, and this may not be here. From there, you're going to make your way around to get to another variation of choose your own weapon from the Vitality comp. This time you have 3 weapons to choose from. You have your cane, your batarang, and your ring. Let us start with the ring. For the ring, starts on the skyhook, can go into the double skyhook, the single skyhook, hands only on the bar, right? One hand can only go on one bar. You will then forced move juggle, only one hand on the other bar. Then it must go into the skyhook, floating skyhook, before you're allowed to dismount. That is another forced move. That will be the ring variation for the 13U. For the ice pick, starting here, ice pick, ice pick, ice pick in this section, ice pick in this section, this U-bar, and then you can dismount. Just not on that third section. Last but not least, we have our batarang. Batarang into the double-sided skyhook, and then basically everything in this line to get to here. For 9U, this is the only thing that's a bit different. Depending on your age group, it might be a bit closer in And then for 9U females specifically, the obstacle is slightly different. Basically, you will only be starting here using only this lane, and you will only have the cane and the ring as your options. For the cane and the ring, for 9U for the ring, basically you can do little one-arm hops or little tosses, whichever you prefer, but the hand that has your ring in it cannot touch the bar, just like the other juggle version. In order to get to here, to get to your dismount, and then the other version is just the cane. You're doing your cane hops to then get to your dismount. Boys for 9U, it is the same concept, but it's in this lane. All right? Will, did I forget anything? Cool, thank you. When you finish this obstacle, you're going to come on over to the unwind, rewind trapeze. For the 13U, you will force move, unwind it, get swing, and then rewind it back up here before you are allowed to get to your dismount. You can climb the truss however you need to in order to get to that initial red, but then afterwards it is red only to do both force moves. Before getting to that dismount, it is a front plane. For 13U female and 11U male, you will just need to do the first move and your dismount will be over there. For my 11U female and my 9U male, you will only need to do the second move, right? So you will start lower here. You'll see that on the day of the competition. It'll swing over, recatch it, and then get that same dismount. For my 9U female, you will have a slightly different obstacle. You will only have 2 rings, and then from the 2 rings, you'll gather enough swing to then go here, do a Superman onto the bar, and then swing to get to your dismount. Last but not least, we're going to start right here. This will be for all divisions, and depending on how young you are, you may have a higher platform. You are allowed feet only, no knees, no hands, no nothing on this disc, which will sweep all the way through. And from 11U up, you are allowed to then use this cliffhanger, this cliffhanger, this cliffhanger to get to your dismount to then hit your buzzer. It is a force move to get to this cliff before you hit the buzzer. And depending on the division, it might be this or a slightly bigger ledge. And then for our 9U, there will be 2 rings down here to then lâcher to this and then dismount and then hit your buzzer. Good luck. Your time limit is 3 minutes.